I guess we can get into the Sonic 3 thing. Someone's suggesting Sonic 3. Let me get into the Sonic 3 stuff. Okay, I got to be careful here. There have been some Sonic leaks that landed online, okay? A couple of bad boys online. And now it's not anything like spoilerish or anything that's going to ruin it, nothing like that. But I saw the stuff was getting taken down. So let me see if I can pull it up. Sonic movie updates. I was following my Sonic movie updates accounts, and they started posting some stuff. Now I don't know if it was this account or they brought it up with a different one. Let me just see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh geez, I'm gonna have to look it up, guys. Okay. Anyways, there was somebody who posted. I want to say screen grabs. Oh, here it is. That's the account. There we go. Okay. So this account, you follow them if you'd like. They were posting some videos of the actual set of Sonic 3. Now, it wasn't anything crazy or anything too spoilerish. It was just like in a sound stage with like blue screens and some sets being built. But he got an email here saying, like here he said, got an email to take down the footage, leak videos. Now, for those who thought it was fake, it was a little skeptical, but now you know it was real. And yeah, it looked real. Like that's the set you could tell was a real set. There was nothing like you could see what it was or whatnot. So then they were also starting to post other information about the movie, and I was like, oh, this is some interesting stuff. So it's, for one, they were letting us know that Sonic and Shadow are going to team up in the movie, and they're going to have a scene where they're going to do a lot of freeze framing of Sonic and Shadow where they're fighting off gun soldiers. And then he compared it to a scene like, let me see here, the previous guy had it. It's going to be a scene a lot like when Sonic did the missiles in the first movie, where it's slow-mo and they're moving all fast and he's doing all that. And that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about here with you guys, because that sounds so awesome. For one, seeing Sonic and Shadow team up, like, come on, let me bring up Shadow again. Shadow, Sonic 2. That's going to be so, because I'm curious about the dynamic, you know, that must be later in the movie. Who knows if that's early on in the film, because we know at one point they kind of have to team up. Shadow's an anti-hero, right? He's got his quarrels with humankind, and he doesn't like them for reasons. But whenever it comes down to it, he ends up being kind of a good guy, works with Sonic, ends up helping him sometimes. And I think in this movie, especially with Robotnik confirmed to come back, Robotnik's got to always end up being the true villain along with anyone else. I doubt they're going to make Shadow a full villain. He's probably just going to do that. So I was curious how they're going to handle that, because I just don't want it to be a rinse and repeat of what happened with Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic 2, right? Where they're enemies for a bit, they have a fight, and oh, misunderstanding, let's pair up together. It would be interesting if from the beginning they're friends, and then there's a conflict later on in the movie that separates them. Because I think Shadow hating humanity has got to be a big plot point. Because, again, if you know Shadow's backstory, he was close to somebody, and then somebody shot that person, and then he distrusted everybody. You know, Shadow might see his distrust of humans a lot in Donut Lord. That's a cop who has a gun. And even though he carries a gun, I'm pretty sure he hates other humans with guns. What if Shadow tries to do something to Donut Lord or get in between that relationship that causes conflict between Sonic and Shadow? That would be crazy. But still, funny enough, they're saying here there's going to be a moment where Shadow and Sonic team up together. Let me pull that back up to fight gun soldiers, right? These soldiers here. And again, also in versions of Shadow's past, he was a gun soldier. He was not created by them, but he worked for them. He gets sometimes supplies from them. And we got to think that base where he shows up in, right? This photo where he's being held in, that's probably a gun facility or something of that sort, right? That's going to be cool to see them break out, just like a team up of two. We've seen a lot of slow motion scenes, whether it's the bar sequence in the first Sonic movie. You did have the missile sequence. And then I guess you kind of had the other bar sequence in Sonic 2, but I don't think Tails was part of it that much. It would be really cool to see them two almost have like a competitive thing where like how many gun soldiers can you take, and they're going back and forth all in slow motion, and maybe he's getting a little too rough. Sonic doesn't like that. I don't know. That all just sounds cool. And so I just thought that was an interesting detail to bring to you guys. We still just don't know who's voicing Shadow the Hedgehog. Don't look at my video on the Clips channel. I gave an update, and I don't know why. I had a brain fart that entire video, And I switch Hayden Christensen's name because that's the biggest rumor that fans think Hayden Christensen is going to voice Shadow, which I still don't think it's going to happen. I think it'll be somebody else, but that's the fan favorite pick. And I called him Christian Haydenson the entire time. And I don't know. And it's so funny because somebody in the comments said, I didn't even know he said the name wrong until I read the comments. I was like, see, it's so easy to mix that name up. So I don't know why I did that and called him Christian Haydenson. I'm going to say it again. Hayden Christensen now. But anyways, that was our update with Sonic 3. I just thought that was interesting. Things are moving along. It's surprising to me that they're still filming the movie. I thought they got most of it done during the Hollywood strike with because they still were filming just the CGI people though, but I guess they're doing all the human stuff now. So that makes sense. But yeah, in the movie, expect to see a scene where you see Sonic and Shadow team up fighting gun soldiers all in slow motion. Oh, dude, I love slow motion sequences with fast characters, especially like when it came with like Quicksilver in the X-Men movies. That's going to be really fun to see them team up. So look forward to that in the movie. I think that's going to be awesome. All right. Okay, now let's get into what people want to talk about, this Venom 3 stuff.